Hello, and welcome to another episode of Interviews with Historical Figures that Are Now Dead. Today, we will be talking with Friedrich Nietzsche. Hi. Oh.
Hi, it's great to be here today.
Let's begin with some background information about your life, family, and friends.
I was born in 1844 in Prussia. I bonded pretty strongly with my father, but he died when I was 5. I was heavily inspired by Arthur Schopenhauer's The World as Will and Representation. And this started off my philological career. I ended up writing essays and lecturing other students when I was in college. And one of my teachers, one of my professors at college, nominated me for a professorship in Basel, Switzerland. I got the job, and my college let me graduate early and gave me my degree, calling one of my earlier essays my dissertation. Just before I left for Switzerland, I met Richard Wagner, a composer. Wagner's music helped inspire me to write some of my philological works, and some of my works actually inspired Wagner.
Nice, that's nice. Tell me about one of your most famous works and the philosophy behind it.
The Joyful Wisdom is definitely one of my most well-known works, particularly for the quote, "God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him." So this basically means that Christianity has corrupted and manipulated our entire world, and it's what's keeping man from reaching his full potential. As I said later in the book, the Christian resolve to find the world ugly and bad has made the world ugly and bad. So Christianity is, in effect, destroying the world. I mean, I've got nothing against Christians, but Christianity itself manipulates people. Man is halfway between an animal and the Superman. The only thing preventing man from becoming the Superman is God. God and Christianity is opposing the will to power that is deep down in every human.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Have you ever thought that God is keeping man from his greatest potential, or that there is no God at all, but none of your friends will believe you? Then Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spake Zarathustra is for you. This book will change your life in more ways than you could ever imagine.
Side effects include the denial of all real existence and or Christianity, depression, insanity, pessimism, and in extreme cases, anarchy, terrorism, or other revolutionary activity.
Welcome back to the show. We have time for only one more question, which is, how do you think your work has impacted life as we know it today?
I was one of the first nihilists. Nihilism is a philosophical trend that denies that humans can directly experience reality through their senses, and that truth is merely an acceptance of illusion. True reality is impossible to find in this life. I was the one that came up with the idea as well that that humans are motivated only by the will to power. Power is what humans wish for, and it's the only thing that motivates them. I realized this through studying good and evil, which I decided were not opposites but extremes of the same motivating force, and I later found out that force was power. I also realized that history is understood only through the present. So the way we describe history is in a context that compares it to the present. So in 500 years, historians will look back and they will not see ancient Greek history as we see it today. They will interpret it differently because of the context. I also figured out that the achievements of a historical period are according to the achievements of the top members of society, the most influential members of society, not according to the general population. Good and evil, as well as guilt, are all manifestations of Christianity. They're a means of conformity. Like I said earlier, Christianity is manipulating the world. They're using good, evil, and guilt to do this. Good and evil deny the internal will to power. And so Christianity is, in effect, self-destructive. Guilt internalizes bad feelings, which is another manipulative tool used by Christianity. I also heavily influenced Wagner, who was a prominent musician at the time. As I said in Ecce Homo, I know my fate. One day my name will be associated with the memory of something tremendous, a crisis without equal on earth, the most profound collision of conscience, a decision that was conjured up against everything that had been believed, demanded, hallowed so far. I am no man. I am dynamite.
Inspirational. That was great. We'll see you next time on interviews with historical figures that are now dead.